few things to keep in mind here, folks, okay? GVD, growth, value, dividends. Build out your portfolios, growth stocks, value stocks, dividend stocks. A great combo of all three, okay? There's going to be certain times dividend stocks are doing horrible while your growth stocks are doing amazing, okay? There's going to be certain times when your growth stocks are doing horrible, but your dividend stocks are holding great, okay? Actually, these two are kind of switched in 2022 and 2023, right? A lot of dividend stocks did great last year. Great. And a lot of growth stocks did absolutely the worst, okay? And this year, it's actually opposite. Dividend stocks and value stocks are actually the deals. This is where the actual real arbitrage is made in the market right now, is buying these sorts of companies for the next few years. And growth stocks are trading much richer now at this point in time. Doesn't mean there's no opportunities out there, because there is. It's just there's more opportunities in these sorts of stocks now, right? Build out your portfolio, 10, 20 stocks. Don't get under-diversified in this game. That's how you make some huge mistakes. If you only go in 3 stocks, 5 stocks, believe me, I've been there plenty of times in the past, and man, when that one stock isn't quite working, woo, it's devastating your portfolio, okay? Build out a great portfolio of 10, 20 stocks that you're proud of, right? Make sure they're companies with strong prospects, not just strong past, strong futures, okay? Strong balance sheets. Very, very important for these sorts of companies, folks. Going into 2023, right? Everybody and their grandma's predicting this epic recession, right? Epic. Oh my gosh, the stock market crash is going to get way worse. And despite many of the greatest companies in the world being down between 50% and 75% going into this year, it was still not enough for countless folks, right? They wanted them down another 20%, another 30%, another 40%, right? Get them down to 0 and then I'll buy it, right? That was the thought process. It's such an unrealistic perspective. Everybody needs like this dramatic insanity to happen right now, right? And that was Q4 of 2022, right? Getting ready to go into 2023. That was a thought process. Now, here we are, June 7th of 2023, right? And this is just what I've seen in the past few days out there, okay? I see somebody with a massive audience out there saying Palantir's the next Microsoft. As somebody that's a Palantir bull, can we chill for a moment, okay? We barely got to profitability on this guy, okay? Let's just chill before we start calling it the next Microsoft, okay? Please. This is why a lot of us retail folks are not taken serious, because we're out there making predictions on a company that just made it to profitability that's now the next freaking biggest company in the world. Chill, please, okay? I got to listen to Kathy Wood again out there saying Tesla's going to $3,000, right? And the robo-taxi network's going to be this and that. I hope it is. But as a Tesla bull and somebody that's made life-changing money on the stock, let's chill for a moment, okay? Before we get all excited about this stuff and say Tesla's about to go to $3,000 a share, okay? I had to listen to a guy on CNBC today, actually a pretty respected guy, say AI is bigger than the internet, right? Can we chill for just a moment? Like, come on, man. Can we let these things develop a little bit before we got to make these insanity predictions for shock value? Palantir's the next Microsoft. Tesla's going to $3,000 a share. It's going to be $10 trillion plus company. AI is going to be bigger than the entire internet. Like, can we just chill for a moment, folks? Please? Please? Thank you, okay? Here's where you need to be in the stock market, okay? You've got one side. It's called the irrational emotional bears, okay? These are the folks at the end of 2022 that said it was going to get much worse and massive recession coming this year, and get ready, all the stocks are going to be down another 20, 30, 40, 50%, whatever, right? And the S&P 500 was going to 2,300 or whatever prediction they were making, and obviously the complete opposite of that has happened, right? Then over here, you got the irrational emotional bulls, right? That, you know, everything's got to be the biggest thing ever, and it's going to be the biggest company ever, and the greatest thing ever, and this, everything is that, right? And these predictions, they come and go, and we'll see what sticks and what doesn't. Most of it doesn't stick, a few does, right? But you got that camp over there, okay? Then you got the middle ground, right? The middle ground, which is, you know, you're not really bearish, you're not really bullish, you're just kind of neutral. This is where you need to be in the market, okay? You need to be right here, okay? In 2021, a lot of us got caught up into way too much of this side, right? And then in 2022, a lot of people got pulled way over here. So in a matter of a year, we went from just, you know, obviously irrational emotional bullishness to irrational emotional bearishness, right? And I can tell you just over the long term, this is where it pays to be. You don't want to be all the way over here. You're going to lose massive amounts of money. You're going to make some huge mistakes, okay? And ask anybody, including myself, that's ever gotten way too bullish out there, trust me, it doesn't end well, okay? And ask anybody that's an irrational emotional bear, and well, you're not going to be able to find those folks because they're hidden in forums somewhere saying why everything's going to crash all the time and they got no money, okay? And that's why they're always in those forums predicting doomsday, right? This is where you need to be, okay? You need to be a little more on the bullish side, but don't go over here, okay? Not everything has to be the biggest company in the world. Not everything has to be the biggest thing in the world, okay? We all need to chill a little bit, because when you start setting up things, that this is going to be, the biggest company ever, this is going to be the biggest thing ever, all you're setting yourself up for is for emotional damage, okay? Emotional failure is all you're setting yourself up for when that prediction doesn't quite work out. And guess what? That company doesn't become a $3 trillion market cap. And that company doesn't become a $10 trillion market cap. Let these things develop over time. Look out over the next 3 years. Over the next 3 years, you can see kind of what's happening. Over a 10-year span, you can see nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is impossible to predict how things will develop over the next 10 years. It is actually fairly, I don't want to say easy, but it's much closer to easy predicting the next several years for a company. Because you can look at what that company's doing, you can look at the products and the competitors out there of that service, and you can kind of make some educated guesses. And you're still not going to be perfect in this game, but you can make some educated guesses on what's going to happen over the next several years. Sometimes you're going to be right, sometimes you're going to be wrong. Damn it, it's a lot easier than predicting out the next 10 years, I can tell you that much. And this is going to be the biggest thing ever, right? Cake! Cheesecake Factory. This was actually my biggest buy here today. Not because it's necessarily the stock I like the most out of any stock in the stock market, although it is one of my favorites right now, but because this is one I'm trying to build out sooner rather than later in regards to this one, okay? I bought 900 shares in regards to Cheesecake. This is a stock, by the way, I'm probably going to buy almost every single week in my dividend account for, probably the next several months. I bought about $30,000 worth, and I paid $32.80 per share. Cheesecake Factory, absolutely love this one right now, okay? The stock has done horrible in the last 5 years. I mean, absolutely awful. They had to deal with Rona, obviously, which was devastating their business model. Then they had to deal with the highest inflation we've seen, like in 50 years. So, I mean, when you have those two things thrown at you as a restaurant chain, you're forced to close all your locations. And then you have the highest inflation thrown at you that you've seen. And that's just a horrible thing for the restaurant business, right? It's devastating. And so the stock price has been absolutely awful. It's down 40% in the past 5 years. I can tell you the next 5 years will not be like the last 5 years. In my opinion, the stock price is going to do absolutely incredible the next 5 years, in my opinion. This stock's so disgustingly undervalued, it's ridiculous right now. Dividend yield on this one of over 3% on Cheesecake Factory. I mean, my gosh, holy smokes, this ain't no jokers. Here's the deal. I'm paying a forward P of about 11, maybe 11, 12 on this one, right? If we go off of 2024 numbers, I'm under 10. Under 10. And this is still a growth company. That's a crazy thing. Like, Cheesecake's a growth company. And it's trading at these sorts of valuations like the company will never grow in the future. I'm just like, they're wrong about this, in my opinion, okay? I went to North Italia in Gilbert, Arizona. Yes, Gilbert, Arizona, just a couple nights ago, okay? I mean, it was just phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. North Italia, by the way, is the second brand Cheesecake Factory owns. Obviously, Cheesecake's their main one. The next brand down is North Italia. Food is always amazing. I go to the Vegas location several times, and just always amazing food, amazing service, amazing just indoor-outdoor vibes. The restaurant, like, just phenomenal. Everything they do is phenomenal there. And so I think North Italia brand is the next major hit restaurant, in my opinion, in the United States of America. And I think you'll see a lot coming around the United States over this next 5-10 years, and a lot of growth there. Cheesecake Factory, obviously, they could probably grow some more locations, but there's not massive growth ahead for that brand. There is massive growth ahead for North Italia, in my opinion. And by the way, Cheesecake was one of the stocks I mentioned on 7 Stocks I'm Buying Now, June 2023 edition, which I released about 6 days ago. So if you want to find out more about cake, you can find it out in that video.